how to use a LinkedIn Sales Navigator to generate leads. Okay, that's enough of me impersonating Italians, but what's not enough is me showing you how to get those leads from LinkedIn, because LinkedIn's been changing dramatically. These guys are really on top of their security right now. They're really closing all those loopholes, but there are still ways to export leads from LinkedIn and do these outreach campaigns that will generate you all those sales that you're looking for. So in this video, I'm going to show you just this. Make sure to keep watching. By the way, you should totally like this video and subscribe to the channel. For this entire magic to happen, you need a couple of things. First of all, you need a tool that will run the campaign for you. And in this case, I'm going to use the absolute safest tool on the market, which is called Link Helper 2. And the way this tool works is that you have it installed on your computer, and then it runs the entire thing for you as if it was you doing the manual work. And because Link Helper operates on a level that's super safe, it's almost impossible for LinkedIn to capture it, because it acts as if it was a normal human being. In fact, even better at times. Of course, you need the Sales Navigator as well. If you don't have it, get it. The 30-day trial is there, but I advise you to pay for this, because if you're using the free trial, it often glitches because there's like some limitations because it's free. So they're not really allowing you to use it to the full potential. So you can get locked out for a 24-hour period, but don't worry, I'll show you how to get over it right here. Last thing that you need, and arguably the most important one, is your offer. And the offer will come in different formats. I'll show you a specific template I use in order to get the best results out there, because it's built out on all this crazy psychology, and I'll explain you the entire process behind it. So let's get started. After all, the way most people find leads on LinkedIn is really stupid, to be honest, because they go into this lead section. They're like, yeah, current company, okay, the industry, whatever, SEO filters, oh yeah, active, posted on LinkedIn. Rubbish. LinkedIn Sales Navigator filters are actually pretty bad, so you really want to make sure you reach out to the decision makers in the companies you want to work with. And if you want the companies, because you're a B2B salesperson, yeah, you're working with B2B people, you want the company first. So instead of going to this lead section, you're going to go into this account section, which from LinkedIn English translates as businesses. So once we're in businesses, we're going to find a specific type of a company you want to work. In my case, I'm going to go into the beauty industry, because I really feel like beauty today. But in fact, we're running some beauty campaign, so I'm going to show you the way it's done. I usually like starting from the industry because I know what industry I'm in. It's very easy for me. I go into the industry, I type in wellness, and I have wellness and fitness services, which medical kind of beauty centers, spas fall into. And I can click include. And now it will go to spit out all of these 610,000 plus results in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is the amount of companies registered there. Of course, this is not going to work for me, so I need to pick something more digestible for my little marketing agency. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the, first of all, into the headquarters location. For example, if I'm a local service, I only want companies that I can kind of attend. Yeah. So I'd say, let's say I'm in New York City. Let's pretend I'm in New York once again, like good old days. New York, United States, New York, United States. So that'd be easier. Okay, now I am in New York, United States. And as you can see, it's far better already, 5.5 thousand. Still quite a lot. So I can go into the company headcount. I'm going to look into like having 1 to 2, 1 to 10, 11 to 50. Yeah, seems like a good option. Say 11 to 50. Okay, so right now I've got this 464 results, and I've got all of these places, yeah, that operate. So some of them are health places, some of them are gyms, whatever it is. I can further use some keywords here in order to make it look nicer. For example, if I was to go truly for the beauty things, beauty places, I can type in beauty like that, right? Beauty, and I end up with 18 results. Yeah, if you need to further kind of get it down. But anyway, it's not the point of this specific presentation. So I've got 464 results. Pretty good. What I'm going to do next is very sophisticated. All you need to do now is you're going to select all of these companies. This process is a little bit tedious, and you're going to save them into a list. Okay, you're going to create a new list. You're going to call it, oh my God, Indian accent is coming out, wellness centers, for example. whatever you want to call it. And you're going to create and save. Create and save. Now you've got 25 of those saved. What you're going to do next is you're going to go to the page two like this. All right. And then LinkedIn superpower, all this internet that I pay for. Ta-da! We're on the page two. And you're going to save this to the same list. It'll be super easy because it should be right here. See, I told you my internet. Horrible. Anyway, so save here. I know it's there. So now I'm going to the next page, which is page 3. I'll show you the last page. So, repetition is the mother of learning. That's that saying we've got in Russian. I'm going to click 25 again, and then I'm going to save it to the wellness centers. Okay, bam, there we go. Right again. Maybe I did save it into the right list the last time, but now I did. I've got 50 results. Okay. Anyway, now important. Okay, now we've got this list, and of course you want to go as far as possible. It will allow you to save like 1,000 companies. So now, once you've got this list of companies that you know are as close to your ideal client profile as possible, all right, yeah, perfect companies, you've selected them, you know this because you've got all these filters. Now you're going to tell LinkedIn, it's like, hello LinkedIn, right now I want you to only give me the owners or decision makers, whoever is a person, of these companies that I had selected myself. Okay, that's how we do it. So you go into this lead section right now of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and now you're going to click the magic button, see all filters. Now you can take all of this stuff out, it doesn't matter. And now you're going to go into, you can take this out, you're going to go into the current company. Okay, you're going to click the plus thing, and then you've got all of this account lists. Yeah, and this is the account list that we just created and populated with some of those companies that I hand selected from LinkedIn itself. Okay, so I didn't trust LinkedIn to give me some leads that supposedly work in this like wellness places, whatever. So now I'm going to click include. I command you include, and now it's actually giving me all these people, right, that are on LinkedIn that have reported working in the companies that I selected to be here. So as you can see, Andrew and Plano, Texas investor, whatever, like all these guys, okay, in these companies that we select. Now, what I want to go to further, I can go into, this is the personal part. Okay, this belongs to the leads themselves. Okay, this is personal information about the leads. This is the company information. So if I have company headcount, remember how I picked New York, but if I pick New York, how come this guy is like California, Palo Alto, or this guy's in Plano, Texas? Like, why is that? Well, if you really need to make sure that these owners, like that these people, that the decision makers are nearby or are within or in some specific location, all you need to do is go to this geography place, and here's where you pick. Yeah, this filter is kind of important because I tend to filter out. So it also happens with SaaS companies. When you look for SaaS companies, many of them are registered, say in the States, but then all the like people that work there actually like in India and Pakistan. Like, guys, all respect to Indian brothers, but you have your own kind of ways of working. So if you don't want to work with with people based in specific locations, you filter out. All right. So in his case, I'm going to include this just for fun and to show you that it will bring us further down to 329 results. Okay, so much less. All right, if we pick this exact location for personal. Now comes the fun part. We're actually going to find the decision makers, right? And to find the decision makers is a piece of cake, especially in this case. So what you want to do is, there are two options, okay? In this case, current job title will be the owner. Maybe co-owner. Let's try that as well. Founder, co-founder as well. Let's try all that stuff. So you see that founders, actually interesting. They call themselves founders in this case. So maybe I came across some interesting selection of companies that have to do mostly with like tech stuff rather than say local businesses, but that's to be investigated further. That's not part of this video because I'm just showing you how it's done. In this case, there we go. I've got founder, CEO, care, and where, the founder. Perfect. Okay, that seems to be working. I got 34 results out of 50 companies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. out of 50 companies, yeah, 34 results, not too shabby. So 16 of those like founders, they might be somewhere else. Like if I take out this location, the personal thing, it will go up. Non surprisingly, yeah, 80 results now. So now we got 80 results of these. These are decision makers, our owners, co-founders, founders in the companies that we hand selected ourselves, so we know they're really, really good. Of course, you can also use like other filters. I actually like this seniority level filter. It's good with other companies, like with bigger companies where you kind of have all different decision makers. So if you're selling your B2B, amazing B2B product or service, you should be connected with more people in decision makers. So you kind of want to you want them all to know you. Let's put it that way. So you've got your owner partner, and you're going to include here, that's the seniority level, and we end up with, in this case, 59 results. And I kind of prefer at this level here in this specific case, because here I can see the principal owner, executive partner. You see there's like some variation, but still not too much. Chief pilot and owner, aviation services. Yeah, see, sometimes it's still like inaccurate. Yeah, so LinkedIn shows you, for example, if this guy is a founder of aviation services, which has nothing, most likely nothing to do with like wellness then, and he reported being doing this then, yeah, himself, and he's doing this wellness stuff as well, but he's not the owner of the founder. Yeah, so they just happen to match. So he's got one title from one company and another company which has nothing to do with what he's doing, which we need him for, and then it's crazy. So that's what happens. That's what happens if you go directly to leads. It becomes even worse than this, okay? Because right now we hand select these people. We know that they work in these companies we're interested in, so it makes a bit more sense. All right, Artem, what do we do now? What happens? What happens? We've got all these people. All right, what happens next is very, very easy. Now we're going to go inside the linked helper 2 and start the campaign. I'm going to show you how it's done. All right. Before we go there, I want to copy this link, and I'll explain why in a moment. Once you download the tool, you'll be like, oh my god, it looks so ugly, it's so complicated. And you're absolutely right, because this product is built by very technical people that have delivered an immense amount of value, because this tool is packed with amazing features you will never use because they're just so amazing. But obviously, as it happens, yeah, product people have got their issues, so not really beautiful. But anyway, once you figure it out, and I'll show you how to do it, it's very, very easy. Once you get there, you have to get your account approved. Add account, you sort it out yourself. It's not rocket science in this case. And then all you need to do is you're going to click open and what's called start an instance. See that? Start an instance. Crazy. That's the magic. It's going to open this browser kind of thing, and it will appear as I'm using their own browser, which is kind of the case. And within that browser, Linked Helper 2 is going to perform all of its forbidden magic. Right now, it's asking me to download all my weird photos. No, it's not. It's just, it needs this permission to kind of get to work. So you click allow. And now here we are. We are inside Artem's LinkedIn. As you can see, I can literally use LinkedIn from this page. And yeah, it's super crazy. Okay, what do we do next? Got the BS started. Okay, we go to campaigns, right? And now your linked helper 2 is going to look a little bit different because I have a whole bunch of different applications installed on top of it. But worry not, we're going to persevere with you right here. What you're going to click now is you're going to click create campaign, and then you're going to call it somehow wellness. I want to call it wellness. All right. Now, as I told you, it doesn't look too exciting, and as you can see, there's whole different like features of LinkedIn. Don't need that. All right. What you do need is this campaign, which is called warm up, invite, and follow up. The way it works is that oh yeah, finally, it's good time to talk about this campaign setup. So the way it works with LinkedIn is that if you want to connect with people and send them some of your amazing promotion material, selling your amazing service, you have to first get connected with them, because if not, you will be using your emails from LinkedIn. You got 150 of those a month. They kind of work sometimes, yeah, depending on how you frame your offer, and I'll show you how to do it really well. But in this case, we still want to grow our presence, especially if you're in this for a long run. You want to build up an audience of people that are genuinely interested in what you have to do, even if it's not the right time, just like you're wishing. Yeah, you wish that you sell everything right now. But guess what? Nobody cares about your stuff. You have to build up the confidence in your services. You have to be present for a while. And that's when people start reacting to your stuff. But before you get that, you have to connect with those people. And believe it or not, some of them, 1% or so, maybe less, would be willing to actually start working with you in the moment. And I'll show you how to do that. Warm up, invite, and follow up is the name of campaign. Click here. And now it's going to essentially tell you, I've got my beautiful camera here. Let's see if I take it out. Essentially, you've got this follow and follow profiles, like and comment posts and articles, invite second, third. These are all the steps that this campaign is going to run through. All right. So it kind of explains you the setup. Now I'm going to click continue with selected template. And we're going to do this. Now, link helper, because it knows how of an idiot I am. Well, actually everyone, yeah, because you will also see this, is going to kind of like tell you, okay, step 1, add follow profile action. Essentially, it's going to ask you if you agree with all the steps it's proposing. And given that our education level is below average, I should speak for myself, you're going to click next here. You want it to follow other profiles, because once you follow other people's profiles, they get this little notification that this guy out there, South America, that's where I'm based, as this guy in South America, he kind of follows you. So you're looking, he's looking probably to sell you stuff, but it kind of helps for yourself to show up in their profile, and it kind of adds that bit of trust factor. So once you do reach out with a connection request, they're more likely to accept. Psychology 101. Next, now it's going to ask you add like, comment, posts, and articles. Linked helper, what it can do is that it can like other people's posts, and it can also leave comments. The comment feature is absolute garbage because it doesn't really create any of those AI even generated comments. There's a lot of talk about this. They limited the amount of comments you can leave or something. So we're just going to like people's posts, but essentially it doesn't change anything. You're going to click next. Now, this is the fun part. Create an invitation message template. What's the best message invitation template out there? I'm going to share with you right now without further ado. It's actually absolutely nothing, okay? Because once you try to write something, an invitation message, if you mention something that doesn't sit well with them, forget it. It's like chances are there are so many tests, I'm not even going to. Don't include any template, okay? Unless you genuinely met the person somewhere, okay? That's different. So if you met them physically somewhere at a conference, at an event, talk about it, and that will help big time. All right, but if not, leave it out. Everything here is fine. Click next. Now, linked helper 2 is going to automatically cancel unaccepted invitations. You want this to be enabled. The thing is, once you send too many invitation connection requests, what happens is that if you if people don't accept them, they build up, and LinkedIn is like, this guy is like full of spam, this guy. Okay, you want to withdraw those reconnection requests, and linked helper can do this for you, but we don't need to wait for 30 days because people generally, if they accept, they accept right away. If they don't accept, they don't accept right away. So we can give them like 5 days is enough, but let's give them 7 days. So every 7 days, linked helper will go out there and not exactly every 7 days. They will try to do that every 7. Doesn't after 7 days they'll be removed. Next, create your first follow-up message to newly added connection. This is not exactly the follow-up message. It's termed wrong here. It's the first message that you send out upon the other person, accepting your connection request. This is the time to shine, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment, because first I want to finish up this campaign setup, and then you can also do some changes to it, and I'll explain it to you. So right now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this out, and I'm actually going to save and close. I'll change it later. Then this is step 6. This is create the second follow-up message. Actually, this is the first follow-up message. And in our campaign, we are only going to send 3 messages in total. We're going to send the first message, which is our offer, like, look, we are so amazing, here's the offer, and 2 follow-ups. This is the first follow-up. Okay. So I'm going to untick this, uncheck this, and I'm going to type this down. Type this down. Is it the right way? Type it out. And then I'm going to say, we'll give them, say, 3 days. No, we'll give them two. No, we give them 1 day. Okay. 1 day, because it's enough for people to kind of check it out. And that's the first one. And then I also want the second one. And for the second one, I'll give them 3 days. Okay. And I'm going to click next right now. So it's going to keep asking me all these things. So now I keep this checked, and I'm going to click finito, finish. Great job. Now let's add people profiles to your campaign. And I'm going to click continue. And here's where it's asking me LinkedIn URL. And remember, I knew that it was coming. So I copied this link from LinkedIn. I can paste it now. Ta-da! If you missed the step, I'm going to go back here. This is where the link comes from. So you filter out anything you wish, and then you kind of copy it there. So easy. You can also use Sales Navigator. You can click these options, and it will bring you to LinkedIn for you to manually like do all this stuff. But this is like the easiest method. All right. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to click fill with LinkedIn URL, and relax and sit back. Oh my God, everything hurts so much. It's crazy. I was in the gym yesterday. I started doing split training. So this is when you work out just one thing, one part of your body. Oh my God. Anyway, everything hurts today. So right now, LinkedIn, as you can see, loaded this window. It's got 59 results. And now it's collecting from SN search page, which means Sales Navigator search page. It's collected 25 of those prospects. It's collected 50, and it's going to collect 59. Be a beautiful. Be a beautiful. All right, it's got 59 of those. You can go to crazy numbers. It doesn't matter, but I wanted to keep it short because I want to show you how to filter them out even further a little bit. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to click campaigns, and we're back to this campaign. Okay, so as I said, you will get used to the interface. It's not the most pretty interface, but if you want to switch between campaigns, I've got different campaigns here as well. If you want to switch between these campaigns, you can switch there. But now I'm inside this wellness campaign. Remember wellness. Now, important thing, this is super important. You need this override platform to be installed, and you find it inside this available optional plugins for general settings. I already have it installed. Why do we need this? Because Link Helper, because it's just so advanced, it starts like, say I took these leads out from LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? And Link Helper 2 will try and use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to connect with people and initiate the conversation. The problem is, and I really hate it about LinkedIn, is that LinkedIn Sales Navigator is almost like the shadow brother of LinkedIn, as we know. The problem with that shadow brother is when once you stop paying $100 a month, or whatever you're paying, all this stuff will disappear. Yeah, all these messages you will not be able, because LinkedIn Sales Navigator inbox and LinkedIn inbox, they're different inboxes. There's a problem. Okay. So in order for us to keep all of this inside LinkedIn, we need to tell Link Helper 2 to operate inside LinkedIn and not LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And this is why once I install this amazing application, override platform, I'm going to go to this do not override part, and I'm going to click LinkedIn. And right now, voila, I have it now set up correctly. So everything right now will run through LinkedIn, and there will not be a problem with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, I told you that we have to filter out these beautiful, beautiful leads. We're going to go to profile lists. This is where Link Helper 2 offers us a couple of very valuable filters. First of all, I really like this filter, which is avatar. Now, it's beautiful because you can select anybody without a profile image. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of people. If a person hasn't uploaded a profile image to LinkedIn, chances are they're not using it, they're not active, they don't care. Okay, so they don't show up. So we can immediately take these guys out. We're going to click hold, and then we're going to delete them right here. Okay. Ciao. There we go. Now we're going to click yes on avatar. So now we're seeing all these people with avatar. Beautiful. We got 38 people. Then there is a whole bunch of different other filters. You can filter through their, where was this, company name, like position. Also, you can filter through the headline. Yeah. So for example, if you've got like, for example, that aviation guy, I cannot find him now. But anyway, it's there somewhere. I can find him through the headline, yeah, and take the guy out, for example. Yeah, I can, or I can tag them using some tags. Like, I'm not going to go into this because I hate this stuff. I'm not really a technical person. I want to sell my beautiful, amazing B2B service. All right, nothing else. So what I do next is that I'm going to, as I said, there's a whole bunch of different filters. Now you're going to go back to the workflow. And now, remember how I told you how we never set up these messages when we're going to send them after they accept our beautiful connection request, there are no messages to send them. Now is the time for the template that I promised you at the very start. All this beautiful magical template. All right, let's go to the outreach. I should totally be selling this separately as a course, but I'm not. I'm giving this away for free because I don't care. It doesn't really matter. If you have an amazing offer, this will work for you because people that create these templates that send out these connection messages, spamming people afterwards, which we're kind of doing in a way as well. But our offer is just so good and our outreach is amazing. People pay far too much attention to this personalization. It's not really about personalization. I don't know. I don't really care about how much information you know about me. In fact, if you know too much, I'm almost like too scared. I'm referring to all these clay people and everything. It doesn't matter. It's all about the offer. Okay. So in this case, the way it starts, the template. I'm saying this here. PMF stands for product market fit. You really have to know your freaking market, and you really need to understand their pain points, and you need to operate the keywords, yeah, that they use in a day-to-day communication with their peers and people within the industry. All right, that's so important because once you do know, so much easier. In this case, I'm presenting a somewhat more general kind of outreach template, but nonetheless, it starts with hi name, easy, right? So name is easy. Link a helper to get the name, no problem. There you say last month we achieved, and then you say the result for similar company they probably know. Maybe you're interested. I'm not saying I'm reaching out because da 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 da. I want to make my message as less common as possible. So I want to use communication style that nobody else uses. Yeah. And that's why I'm starting like, oh, last month we achieved. So I'm giving them something right away, something different slightly with a form of a result. Yeah. So this is like, okay, this is what we did. Okay. And then I'm saying similar company, they probably know. If they know a company you work with, beautiful. It's like if it's a market, like ideally it's a market leader, of course. It's so much easier afterwards. Yeah, you just like you almost don't care if they click because you know you're going to sell. But if not, you have to be as specific as possible and then use some form of an example, ideally a company that folks you know. All right. And then you say maybe you're interested. Like you should show this is pure psychology. You almost like don't care, but you're like maybe you care, but I don't really care because we're fine. Yeah, you're coming from a power like you're coming from the source of power, you know, okay? You don't really care if they accept it or not. Like, we are fine. We achieved this result for this other people. You now provide some social proof. You say, we've been doing this for X years, whatever years you've been doing it for. And also work with, and this is your chance to name drop again, social proof, social proof, social proof. Like, once you can show all these other companies in the industry, perfect. And then easy, very easy to accept call to action. You say, mind I share a case study with you, and there you resolve their objections right from the start because frequently people think they need to drop their email or their credit card details. That's not the case. So you're resolving it right away. So you want me to share the case study, and it's easy, like yes, no, you know, and you can even say, send me a thumbs up or something. All right, not a problem. And from here, you say this line is just so powerful because first of all, everybody is going to read it. Yeah. And you're also using this extra level of personalization, not at the very start of the message like everybody else. Yeah. But you're using it at the end to show that this message is actually super real. Yeah. So from somebody who's actually checked out the stuff. There you have it. Really loved your very specific detail. Maybe it's some compliment about the design of their website. Maybe it's something else that they've been doing. Whatever it is, must be very specific. So it shows them that you really paid attention. Must have been tough to get it done. Yeah. So this is just me commenting on this specific part. This serves no specific thing, just the personalization, right? Because all we have here is a strong result. The company they probably know, social proof, very easy call to action. Yeah, do you want a case study? Like I'm not even asking you to get a call with me. Okay, I just do want a case study. Check out. We've got some time, and there, just this level of personalization. Guys, this template is just so good. I really like, seriously, you have to like send me some money, because otherwise it makes no sense I share this. All right, follow-up time. The best follow-up is this one. Their name, first name, question mark. That's it. Works so well. All right. So if they didn't check it, because that's what you want them to pay attention to. You don't want them to pay attention to the follow-up name. That comes from after the first day in 24 hours. Then a couple of days, 2-3 days, you got the follow-up number 2. Last one, you say, in case you are busy but are actually interested, let me know. P.S. This is the last one. So I'm not saying last follow-up because I just want to make it more colloquial, right? So these are the outreach templates that I recommend you use. So now you're going to copy it, this one, the first one, and you're going to go inside LinkedIn linked helper directly for message to first connections. Yeah, invite message to first connections. You're going to click here, you're going to click edit, and you're going to ignore the subject part, and you're going to input this bit here. And of course, you need to substitute these fields with linked helper 2 features. Here's where you insert the result. This is something you put once. This is not the active variable from linked helper, so you just include your number here. You include the company here. This is again not for linked helper, not for linked helper. In this case, unfortunately, we cannot give linked helper to some dynamic variable which kind of changes with, like, we cannot input it ourselves. So you can say like, I really liked your logo, something more general. Yeah. Because usually logo takes some time before they figure it out. It's not ideal. Yeah. It seems like it's a little bit superficial, but sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. So like really see if this kind of line kind of makes sense in your case. If you can really figure something out yourself for this specific campaign, that'd be good. Okay, now I'm going to save and close. Next thing, again, it checks for replies here, and then yeah, all of these parameters are in place. So you go into the first follow-up right here, and you've got everything set up here already. You're going to go into the follow-up here, and then you're going to, as I said, first name question mark, and you can see here this is the message preview. So I'm going to click save and close, and therefore afterwards we are going to go into this. Tells us message template is empty. I know. So we go back in here, and this is our last follow-up, and we're going to click copy paste, save and close. That is pretty much it. That's our entire campaign. What you do from here is rocket science. No, I'm kidding. It's not. All you need to do is just click start. Once you click start, linked helper is going to go directly into your LinkedIn profile from the browser window that it's loaded before. It's going to run through your messages, like it's going to pretend it's you basically, and do all these things with your profile. Going to stop the campaign right now, guys. This has been an absolutely remarkable tutorial. I'm sure you haven't learned anything, so you want to buy my amazing course. Of course, I'm kidding, but if you do need some help, you reach out and let me know. Use Link Helper 2 because it's the best tool, the safest one out there on the market, and sign up to the channel. All right, I'll see you in the next video.